3, 2, 1. What's going on, Kings fans? It's Tyler here with the Sacktown Breakdown. And today's game, we are breaking down last night's January 15th, 127-123 loss to the Dallas Mavericks. Don't let the score fool you. This game was awful. The only bright spot of this game was my man, De'Aaron Fox, number 5. I was just talking to last sheet before we started the show here, and I'm just disgusted by this team. I can't stand them. I can't stand anything about this team except for De'Aaron Fox and Rashawn Holmes, and Bogdanovic, because Bogdanovic can get some buckets consistently. The thing is though, there are good spots about the team, but overall there's chemistry issues here. Let me lay it out for you. De'Aaron Fox was a beast last night. De'Aaron Fox was the man. He was driving to the basket almost every possession, lowering his shoulder into defenders, pushing off. It wasn't getting called. And that's something I noticed about the NBA today. Seems like if you try to push off to establish your step back jumper, they'll call it. But if you push off with down low on the inside, they don't call it as much. And De'Aaron Fox was getting away with it yesterday, but he was getting pissed off, and he was a beast, so I didn't mind. De'Aaron Fox was a beast last night. I absolutely went off. We'll go over the box score in a minute. Buddy Hield, he sucks. Buddy Hield, honestly, I think that one game against the Celtics was the only game this year where Buddy Hield went off and played good the whole game. That was when I was taking my little break because I was working weird hours. I didn't even see that game. I never watched that game. So the one game Buddy Hield had that was amazing this year, I didn't even get to see it. Buddy Hield's been awful all year, and it kind of sucks. Oh, my ear. Ooh. Kids, just so you know, if there's any kids watching this, for years I would play music in my earbud, my right ear, just my right ear, and it's giving me tinnitus, whatever it's called. And now, if I talk too loud, I have to really talk quiet like this in order for my ear, because if I talk loud, it hurts my ear. From me talking, it hurts my ear. So, kids, if you're gonna be listening to music, do it quietly. If you're gonna use earbuds, don't blare it, because it's a big regret of mine. Anyways, that being said, it's a little teaching there from the old wise 22-year-old tap. I would definitely trade Buddy. I would trade Buddy for 3 cents and some belly button lint and some pocket lint. I would trade Buddy for whatever I could. Buddy Hield is awful. We're gonna get into all of that, but I wanted to say my piece here in the beginning. I'll definitely talk about trading Buddy. I have to really give some props to Carmichael Dave, because this guy has been on the radio for 15 years talking about losing King seasons. Actually the bright spot in all of this is that the Niners are about to go to the Super Bowl, so I'm happy about that. But Carmichael Dave has been talking about losing King seasons for 15 years on the radio. Me and Skip are doing it together on one channel. We're halfway through this season, and me and him are both we can take it or leave it. And I don't want to quit doing the breakdowns for you guys, because I know you enjoy listening to them, but I'm so upset right now with this team. And maybe honestly, this might be because this is probably the first season. So I'm 22 years old. The Kings... The Sacramento Kings have not been to the playoffs since I was 8. So really, when they were in their prime, I was too young to really remember it. And so this is the first season of me really being a Kings fan in the last 15 years that I have actually had expectations. There was seasons where I would be you know what? I kind of thought maybe they'll win, and then when they didn't, I would still watch, because I loved watching DeMarcus Cousins go off. It was the most entertaining thing to me, watching DeMarcus Cousins get buckets. I don't know. I would be I'd be okay with them losing, because okay, we're gonna get another draft pick. Well, that's over now. We have our team: De'Aaron, Buddy, Bogdan, Bagley, Willie Cauley-Stein. That was supposed to be enough. Willie Cauley-Stein's gone now. We traded for Harrison Barnes last year. And, I mean, it's just this team, this was supposed to be it. Now, we're about to have another top pick next year. Don't get it twisted. Literally, the only saving grace for this team is that every year there seems to be one team that after the All-Star break, they go like 25-5 or something. There's always one team every year that just like goes off and they go crazy. It's like they play like total opposite of how they've been playing all year. Well, I think one year it was the Suns. Last year, I don't remember who it was, but there was a team last year that like played. I think it was the Heat last year, or maybe 2 years ago. The Heat went off after the All-Star break. Maybe the Kings are that team. Maybe the Kings are going to be terrible, and then they're going to go off the last half of the year. I don't know. I highly doubt it. I don't see that happening. That's literally the only saving grace that this team would have, is maybe they're the team that goes off after the All-Star break, the last 30 games of the year. But I highly doubt that. Lost Sheep says, I mean, it's always like top pick and they suck every time. Exactly. We got all these top picks for years. And that's the thing, too. You look at the history of our drafts, we never had a top 3 pick until Marvin Bagley. We drafted Luka. Or we were supposed to draft Luka. We drafted Marvin Bagley. But we never had a top 3 pick. Even then, I think that was supposed to be the 5th pick in the draft, and then we actually moved up. So we got lucky with that. And there's never, we'd always be like the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th pick. Even there'd be years where we were supposed to have a top 3 pick because we were that bad, but we would always get screwed in the draft lottery. We finally got Marvin Bagley. De'Aaron Fox is our franchise guy. Buddy Hield is our next, great shooter on the Kings. We weren't really sure about Willie Cauley-Stein. Obviously, he left. We got Holmes. He's even better. Beast. Bogdanovic. He's our Manu Ginobili, Bobby Jackson type. He can start. He can play off the bench. He gets buckets. Beast. Bagley, we drafted Bagley. He was the final piece. He was the top 3 pick. He was raw, but he was going to be an animal. And you know what? We were going to dominate. And this was our time to shine. And this was our season. And we suck. And we always suck. And we'll always suck until I'm honestly, and I was somebody that was trying desperately not to do this at the beginning of the season. Specifically, if you go to the Kings Jazz review that me and Skip did both from Fire Up Esports Lounge, we very specifically were talking about how we don't want to jump down Luke Walton's throat yet. I think that might have been our first win, actually. That game might have been our first. No, we lost that game. And Lost Sheet, it's funny, that's exactly what I'm getting to. I'm at the point now where I'm like, fire Luke Walton, fire Vlade Divac. And I'm somebody that's been a Vlade Divac defender. Vlade Divac, I think the Sixers trade was never that bad. The fact that we give up a 2019 first round pick to the Sixers, but the reason we did that was because we were trying to get rid of Stauskas, Jason Thompson, and Carl Landry. He was trying to get rid of the old bad contracts that were there from before he was GM. He gave up a first round pick to do it, but he thought the Kings would be competitive by the year 2019, and they were, so it wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. Considering, that we were winning last year. Now, if you look at that 2019 pick, would it have been nice to have had somebody like Matisse Thybulle with that pick? The guy that's on the Sixers who's a defensive beast? Then yeah, that would have been nice. But, I think we have enough talent. One first round pick that's going to be like middle to late first round isn't going to be the difference between us winning or losing when we have this stacked, talented roster. Now, the reason people crap on that trade was because he used all that cap space he cleared to sign Rondo and Bellinelli, who weren't even Rondo was there for a year and Bellinelli got traded by the trade deadline because he sucked. The reason he did that was because DeMarcus Cousins basically essentially said, like, I want more talent here, I'm leaving. And so I want to trade. So then that was his talent. He got Rondo and Bellinelli, 2 veterans that have been there and done that, won championships. And that got us nowhere. People don't like that trade because of the talent DeMarcus Vlade got to replace those players. I still don't think it's that bad. He was trying to clean house and start fresh. When you have bad contracts, you got to give up picks to do that. So to me, that's not that bad. But and honestly, even still, I don't think drafting Bagley over Luka was that big of a deal. Obviously, Luka's an all-star, and he's MVP, and Luka's a legend, and Luka's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But Marvin Bagley has potential. Now, Marvin Bagley's terrible on defense. Marvin Bagley, I think, has the ability to get better, but if you look at Marvin Bagley, this man does not know how to defend anybody, and it's disgusting. And you know, maybe I shouldn't say, oh, it makes sense for them to draft Bagley over Luka. Maybe that's me still being a Kings homer. But I definitely see how Bagley, what he was thinking when he thought, oh, we could draft Bagley over Luka. It makes sense looking at it. In practice, has it worked? No. But that is what it is. So you look at this team, and we were supposed to have everything we need to win, and we don't. We have nothing. And De'Aaron Fox is out here carrying. You know, he has the collar of Buddy Hield's jersey and Marvin Bagley's jersey in one hand. He has the collar of who else would it be? I'm trying to think of somebody that sucks on the Kings. I mean, Harrison Barnes is good most nights. Bielitsa can play well. We'll just say Buddy. He's got Buddy in one hand and Bagley on the other. And he's dragging them, you know, up and down the court, carrying them, putting them on their back, putting them on his back, carrying them. De'Aaron Fox is doing it all for this team right now. And it's not as entertaining as when DeMarcus would do it. Because, quite frankly, DeMarcus Cousins, when he was dominating, when he was a one-man show, I wasn't afraid he was going to get hurt. He was a tank, and nobody could, you know, he was getting hit all the time, but nobody could really touch DeMarcus. I mean, DeMarcus was an animal. He would get fouled a lot, and the refs wouldn't call the fouls, but the fact is, DeMarcus Cousins was an animal, and he didn't really get injured. DeMarcus Cousins never got injured on the Kings, ever. If De'Aaron Fox keeps up his current play style, which this is how we've been wanting De'Aaron Fox to play, aggressive, drive to the basket, draw fouls. Now, his free throws weren't there last night. That's a work in progress. But this is how we've wanted De'Aaron Fox to play, and now his team isn't doing what they need to do. Now that he's doing his part, he's finally learned to be aggressive. Now the rest of the team isn't doing their part, and we're losing. And the team sucks. And every single game, that the Kings play, they're losing. They either get blown out and it's not even close, or they keep it within like 10 points, and then lose. But the games that they get blown out, they always come back in the end, and it's like, oh, it's a moral victory for the team. No, it's not. The team sucks. They're garbage. This team is awful, and I think you have to blame Luke Walton. This team does not play hard until like the last 5 minutes of the game, and then they try to make it close, and then it's a moral victory. Why does this team not run up and down and play hard like they did under Dave Yeager? Why is that? Now, I was somebody that did not like Dave Yeager. I was irritated at him last year, and there was things that he did that bothered me. Looking back at it, the grass was not greener on the other side. I thought it would be. It's not. This team is awful, and I think Luke Walton's to blame. Buddy Hield has had a bad season thus far. And I think Febo saying Luke Walton sucks. What's up, Febo? Buddy Hield has had a bad season this far, and I think this is the problem with Buddy Hield. He's been given a Steph Curry green light, but he's not Steph Curry. He doesn't have the ability to shake a defender. He doesn't have the ability to off the dribble, get buckets, three-pointer from the logo, and go drive in, draw the foul with his nice little high arcing layup like Steph Curry. Buddy Hield doesn't have that. Buddy Hield's a shooter, catch and shoot. You know, did we ask Peja Stojakovic to drive to the basket and draw fouls like LeBron? No, we didn't. He was a shooter. He did what he stuck to what he was supposed to do. And Peja was one of the greatest shooters of all time. Why is Buddy Hield not just catch and shoot? Yeah, nobody can be Steph Curry, exactly. But we're giving him the Steph Curry treatment. You are Steph Curry. Go be Steph Curry. That's what Luke Walton tells Buddy Hield. And Buddy Hield doesn't know how to. And that's why this team sucks. Buddy Hield's doing tons of stuff he's not supposed to do. He doesn't do enough of the stuff he's supposed to be doing. And when you look at this team, we need Buddy Hield to make his threes, space the floor for De'Aaron Fox. So when De'Aaron Fox drives the basket, Buddy Hield can shoot the three. Bogdan can shoot the three. Harrison Barnes can shoot the three. Bagley can catch lobs. Rashawn Holmes can catch lobs. Bagley can even shoot the three. But that doesn't happen. If Buddy Hield's not hitting his threes, this team is in trouble. And Bogdan Bogdanovic is hurt. Rashawn Holmes is hurt. And, now we're giving Harry Giles minutes all of a sudden when we pretty much already announced that we're giving up on him. This team is a mess. What are we going to do? I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't know what to do about this team. And the one thing, I'm going to name to you guys the positives of this team so far. De'Aaron Fox since he's been playing consistent, he's a beast. De'Aaron Fox looks like an all-star. All-star point guard. Beast. Absolute man beast. Harrison Barnes, when he gets the ball in the post, that's the safety net for Luke Walton. Whenever the team is starting to falter, get the ball to Luke Walton in the post. Or get the ball to Harrison Barnes in the post. That's what Luke Walton does. Harrison Barnes either gets the bucket or draws the foul and one. It's been one of our best go-to plays this year. But to me, it's getting a little too... we're relying on it a little too much. But it's still been phenomenal. And Rashawn Holmes. Those are the positives of the team this year. De'Aaron Fox overall, Harrison Barnes in the post, and Rashawn Holmes overall. And that's it. Everything else has been terrible. Bagley gets hurt all the time. And Bagley is terrible on defense at this point. I've come to that conclusion. Bogdan, he gets hurt. Bielitsa, he's like the only other thing that like about half the time he's really good. Other than that, there's nothing to this team. I thought we had a lot more talent than we did. Dedmon, we're not getting anything from him. Ariza, he shows up once every 5 games. Corey Joseph, who cares? Lost Sheep asked if Buddy's doing any good on rebounds. See, the thing with rebounds in this era of the NBA is they're very overrated, because if you think about it, I don't even consider rebounds really. Like when De'Aaron Fox gets a triple-double, that's a double-double to me. Now, and the reason I say that is not because I hate De'Aaron Fox or something. It's that in this era of the NBA, you got big men playing out on the three-point line, and you have lots of three-point shots being shot. So what does that mean? That means when you're shooting a three-point shot, and if it misses, it's going to be a long rebound, because the ball is coming at the hoop with more velocity, so it's going to come off with more velocity. And when it does that, the ball is more capable to be, or the ball is more apt to be grabbed by guards, because if there is a big man under the basket anyways, it's going to be, more in the middle of the floor. If you got big men on the three-point line or big men under the basket and all the rebounds are in the middle of the court, the guards and the forwards are going to be grabbing those rebounds. So that's how you got guys like LeBron James, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, stat padding for rebounds, because the rebounds are easier for guards to grab in today's era, because big men, there's more threes being shot, and big men, even when there are 2-point shots and they miss, big men aren't even on the basket anyways. So it's like, to me, rebounds are like whatever. I don't even care about rebounds, to be quite honest with you. Do I think rebounds matter? Yes, I do. If you have Andre Drummond on your team, and there are games where the Kings can't get a rebound and it sucks. But for the most part, in terms of talking about rebounds as a meaningful stat, I think they're overrated. Now, Andre Drummond on the Pistons, that dude is the best offensive rebounder in the NBA that we've had for years. That man, now offensive rebounds do matter, because if you miss, you want to get another shot, second chance points. And Andre Drummond is a phenomenal offensive rebounder, and those are usually the hardest rebounds to get, because naturally your team is going to be one man short of getting the rebound, because when you have one guy shooting, he's essentially, because he's shooting, he's going to be out of position for the rebound. So it's 4-on-5. Andre Drummond can get all the offensive rebounds. He's a beast. Phoebo says Luke Walton doesn't know how to make a system that caters to his players' talents. And you're right. And the thing with Luke Walton is, I noticed in the post game last night, he said something along the lines of basically, until we start making shots and playing defense on the other end, or something like that, or playing defense on one end is going to be crucial to us running on the other or something. But it seems like he's really good at saying what the Kings need to do, but but is he teaching them? Is he telling them what to do? Is he telling them basically, here's what you need to do, no, go do it? What is he doing? I don't know. What does he do? What does he do? Dave Yeager would have walked up and down the sidelines. He'd be up everybody's ass. The refs, the coaches, or the refs, the players. He would be like, calling plays. I don't really hear Luke Walton do that. And now everybody's coaching style is different, of course. But if you look at Luke Walton and Dave Yeager, to me, it's night and day. So I think that's enough of the rant. I said I wanted this to be a quick stream. We're 30 minutes in and I haven't even talked about the game yet. And I don't mind, Lost Sheep asked Feeble, you think it's the coaches, the players? Yeah, Feeble, what do you think, coaches or players? I personally think it's a mix of both. I think it's the coaches and Buddy Hield. That's what I think. But anyways, let's get into it. So, Kings versus Mavericks, first quarter. Barnes opens it up with the post score. Luka with a nice pass. It was like a far away, like alley-oop type pass. It was like a real far away. And the thing is, but the thing with me saying Buddy Hield, I think if Buddy Hield was playing in a system that catered to him, he wouldn't be having these troubles. I think he's being asked to do too much. They gave him the green light like they thought he was something that he's not, and that's the problem. So I do blame Buddy Hield, but at the same time I don't, because I feel like if he was playing in a system where he got to... If Buddy Hield was on the Warriors and you replace Klay Thompson with Buddy Hield, I think Buddy Hield would have a similar output to Buddy Hield on the offensive end. Or I think Buddy Hield would have a similar output to Klay Thompson on the offensive end. I think he can make all the shots that Klay Thompson makes. Offensively, he can get those buckets, in terms of in the flow of the offense. Now, Klay Thompson is a little bit better of a post game, so maybe not some of the mid-range shots. And defensively, Klay Thompson's better. But in terms of if you put Buddy Hield, replace Buddy Hield with Klay Thompson, in that system, Buddy Hield would play pretty good, I think. We need a system to which Buddy Hield can succeed. And this system isn't it. And I don't even quite frankly know what system we're running. So anyways, Fox drives and scores. You're going to hear me saying that a lot this breakdown. But this whole first quarter, pretty much this whole game, kind of for the most part, it felt like a layup line for Luka Doncic. It seemed like Luka was just kind of going to the basket at will. They kept letting him turn the corner. And, dribble the ball, then he would turn the corner and get to the basket. I'm like, well, what are you doing? I don't know. Bad defense. Buddy with a three. There was no D in transition, though. They were just letting the other team just jack up threes. Back and forth, there was no defense. Buddy with a corner three, though. Luka with an air ball. Luka was not shooting well to start this game. Fox drives, makes a shot. He gave some attitude to the ref because he thought he should have been fouled and he wasn't. And he basically kind of grabbed the ball and flicked it towards the ref, and he got a delay of game for the no call. And I didn't blame De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox was pissed this game. I didn't blame him one bit. Kings steal the ball. Nice, little two-man game between Buddy and Bjelica where they pass back and forth with nice little layup back and forth, driving or in transition. Fox drives, finally draws a foul, and in the first quarter, Luka was 0 of 4 from 3. Second quarter, Fox makes a 3, Barnes makes a 3. Bagley gambles. Bagley is, I think he was defending somebody who was posted up, around the elbow, and he knew the ball was going to get passed to the guy he was guarding, so he gambled for it, and it wasn't even close to getting it, and then the other guy just got the ball. He was on him. He gambled. He wasn't even close to catching the pass. So then they just, now the guy he was guarding has nobody guarding him, and they just threw it to him. Dunk. It's like, really, Bagley? What? What are you doing? Don't gamble. How about that? Ariza makes 3. Fox with another 3. It was a nice step back. Corey Joseph with a floater. Barnes scores inside on Luka. Barnes had 14 points at this point, which was nice. It was quiet 14 points. Buddy gets fouled on a 3-pointer. I think he only made 2 of those, though. Fox and 1. Luka was 0 of 5 from 3 at this point. Yogi makes a 3. I don't know what that says. I don't know. I had a couple towards the end of the page here. I had some real scribbles. I got no clue what that says. Something draws foul. I don't know. Bagley draws foul. We're just gonna move on. Second quarter, though. What was the score? I didn't have. Maybe I do have the score written down. I'll be trying to do a better job of taking like notes of the score as I'm talking, so you guys have an idea what the score is. My bad. Third quarter though, Fox gets fouled on the screen. No call. Like De'Aaron Fox was getting like murdered last night on these screens, like these moving screens. No call. Gets fouled on a layup, drives the basket, his arm gets hit, layup, no call again. Then he finally got a call, like the third time, the third possession, or I think it's the third possession of the quarter, he finally got a call, a foul call. Bagley shoots a brick so bad it bounces off the hoop and goes out of bounds. Like, it bounces off the hoop and goes over the backboard out of bounds. It was like, wow. Like, well, Hardaway Jr. hits back-to-back threes. Buddy Hield bricks a three. Barnes and one misses a free throw. We're 7-12 from the free throw line at this point. Refs were not calling. The score is 83-70 at this point. Mavericks, by the way. The Mavericks were just nonstop moving screens on De'Aaron, and none of them are getting called. So Fox passes the ball to Buddy Hield, I think it was. And the guy going to guard Buddy Hield, he pretty much hits him with his shoulder, like moving screen. And then they call Fox with the moving screen. They call Fox a moving screen on Fox. De'Aaron Fox had run into like 20 moving screens this game, and then they call one on him. I'm like, oh my God, the refs are just trying to troll him right now. It was crazy. So he argues that, gets technical, and I didn't blame him at all. This is ridiculous. Luka with an and one. Fox drives again and scores. Fox drives and scores. Pushes off every time he scores. Justin Jackson hits a three at the end of the third quarter, and we're losing 108-93. Fourth quarter, I have hardly any notes. Yogi hits a three. Buddy made a three with a foot on the line, so it's a two. Barnes to Bagley. Seth Curry was hitting threes. Fox was missing free throws. Buddy shot an air ball from three. And that was the game. We lost. We kind of made it close in the end. We're out. We making it close. Oh, it's a good moral victory for the team. No, this team sucks. They're garbage. Let's go to the box score. Dwight Powell, 8-10. I mean, it was just too easy for him. 17 points, 9 rebounds. Maxi Kleber, 14 points, 2 of 5 from 3, 5 of 9 shooting. Dorian Finney-Smith, 15 points, 4 of 8 shooting. I mean, all these guys are shooting over 50%. Luka Doncic, 25 points on 8 of 18 shooting. 17 assists, 15 rebounds. Monster game for him as far as the stat line goes, even though I do think the rebounds are overrated. Tim Hardaway Jr., 18 points. And I should say that when I say rebounds are overrated, not every rebound is created equal. I mean, like, there are rebounds where, if you fight for the rebound, it's not overrated rebound. But a lot of these rebounds, you don't fight for them. They're just like, they just bounce off the net and go right to the guard. And it's like not, and everyone's like, oh, it's 10 rebounds. It's like, well, what do you fought? You fought for 3 of them maybe? Justin Jackson, 7 points, 3 of 9 shooting. 8 points for Darrell Wright. Jalen Brunson, 2 points. And Seth Curry, 7 of 11, 5 of 8 from 3, 21 points. No Porzingis tonight, by the way. Now let's go to the Kings' disgusting box score here. Nemanja Bjelica, 5 of 12, 1 of 4 from 3, 11 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Nice game from him. Marvin Bagley, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 5 fouls. Bagley didn't really play that great. Harrison Barnes, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Harrison Barnes played well, 10 of 18 shooting. Harrison Barnes, kept us above water. Kept our heads above water. De'Aaron Fox, 27 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 steal. De'Aaron Fox, 11 of 17 shooting, 3 of 9 from the free throw line, though. Oh, if just De'Aaron Fox made 7 of 9 from the free throw line, it would have been a tie game. Our free throw shooting is what bit us in the ass. We're 11 of 20 from the free throw line, and that's what killed us. Buddy Hield 25 points, 3 of 11 from 3. I mean, do I even need to say anymore? Just brick after brick after brick from Buddy Hield. 10 of 23 from, 10 of 23 as a whole, 3 of 11 from 3. Harry Giles barely played. He got 9 minutes. Trevor Ariza played 19 minutes. I don't even really remember seeing him on the floor much. So, like, it's kind of funny. Like, Trevor Ariza always gets all these minutes. I hardly even remember him playing. It's like, I don't even remember him playing 19 minutes. 3 points from Ariza. Yogi Ferrell. To me, they should be playing Yogi Ferrell more. 15 minutes for Yogi, though. 9 points. 3 of 5 from 3, which is nice for him. And Corey Joseph, 7 points. On 3 of 6 shooting. No Wayne Gabriel. No Caleb Swanigan. No Dwayne Dedman. And no Justin James. If I was the Kings, I would be playing Justin James a little more, personally. I actually did fall asleep kind of towards the end of the fourth quarter. I was in and out of sleep. I could have swore Kyle Guy played last night. Or did I just dream that? Did I dream that? Or did Kyle Guy get minutes last night? I could have swore he did. I don't remember at this point. I don't know. Let me... Oh, there's been a trade. Okay. Hold up. Not a Kings trade, but there has been a trade. Let's check it out. Let's see what the trade is here. Atlanta has traded Alan Crabb to Minnesota for Jeff Teague and Trayvon Graham, league sources tell. Hawks get a backup for Trae Young. So Jeff Teague is going to Atlanta. Back to Atlanta. Jeff Teague's coming home. Okay. That's interesting. Apparently the King... Oh, Sacktown Baby Giraffe, who I went off on a couple days ago, says apparently... I don't know where he's getting this information from, that the Kings are asking for a first for Dwayne Dedman. Apparently somebody on here is saying that Sam Amick said that the Hawks, I guess maybe inquired about Dwayne Dedman, and the Hawks told Amick that the Kings were asking for a first-round pick, which is disgusting if that's the case. They're not going to get that. Just accept 2 firsts and some salary filler and move on from Dwayne Dedman. He's a slob. He sucks. So, anyways. Unbelievable. We'll have to see what happens, guys. I'm trying not to be depressing. I hope... I am trying to be a little entertaining amongst this garbage that's going on. I am trying to, throw in some funny stuff here and there, because I know when I rant, it is kind of comical at times because I say some stupid stuff. But I'm going to head on out, drink my coffee, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you, Phoebo. Thank you, Lost Sheep, for hanging out with us. I do enjoy, every time anybody is in here talking to me about the Kings. Honestly, I didn't want to do this. I've had thoughts like, man, I don't even want to do the Sacktown breakdown because I'm just so disgusted. But every time I do it, I do feel better at the end. So it's like a therapy session. You don't want to go, but when you go, you feel better. So anyways, Lost Sheep did not troll me at all. Lost Sheep did not troll me. Thank you, Lost Sheep. I appreciate it. I didn't trust you. I built up some trust with you now. Now, if you do troll me, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I didn't trust you, but now I do. So that's good. Thank you, Lost Sheep, for not trolling me. And thank you, Phoebo, for being in here. Thank you guys so much for watching me rant and go crazy. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, Phoebo. Bye, Lost Sheep. And bye, everybody on YouTube.